Years ago, before I got into the word, I would quote it and had no idea what it meant. Well, you're going to have to understand what the word meant because it's talking about you. It says, all have sinned, all fall short of the glory of God. So he said, all have sinned. No one can say they haven't sinned. And the reason why all have sinned is because when you're born into this world, you're born with a sin nature. Everybody understand that, right? Because of Adam and Eve. We all, this is going to shock somebody, we all are offsprings of Adam and Eve. They're our original mother and father. No matter how you look or whatever, if we all came from Adam and Eve, because of Adam and Eve, because of the blood of Adam, sinful blood. So everybody that's born into this world is born with a sin nature. So now what does that mean to you or those who are not born again? It means a lot, because if you have a sin nature, that sin nature separates you from God. Now, what does that mean? Well, what it means is that God cannot fellowship with you because of the sin nature. That's why in John 3:3, Jesus told Nicodemus, you must be born again to see the kingdom of God. Anything that pertains to God, you have to be born again. We're not talking about a fleshly birth. We're talking about a spiritual birth, meaning that the real person, the spirit man in you, based on Ephesians chapter 2, is dead to God. God cannot communicate with your spirit because it's sinful nature. It's a dead spirit to God. So, you hear people at times that are not even born again, don't know God. They say they praying to God. Well, if you're not born again, you're not praying to the God. Because God cannot communicate with you with a dead spirit based on Ephesians chapter 2. So the sin nature separates you from God. And Ephesians goes on and talks about when you have the sin nature, you're strangers from the covenant of God, all his promises. And then it goes on to say you're without hope and God in the world.